All right, and if you came to move and groove, you came to the right place. So welcome to CSL Dallas, a spiritual community deep in the heart of Texas, connecting with kindred spirits around the world. And you are invited to explore or dive right into our powerful teachings, practices, mystical experiences, and heart-opening connections. And today, we invite you to join us in creating peace for your life and around the globe. So, learn and grow and co-create with the universe. Experience joy, all while transforming the world one life at a time. Are you ready, CSL Dallas? All right, get up on your feet and join us as the CSL Dallas band and music team get us started today.
CSL Dallas. How are you? It's the first time I'm up here in 2025, and you know that spirit living in you, as you think, when you tap into that, you get to move in a certain kind of way, you know? Makes you do some things. But anyway, I'm Darlene Franklin. I'm not going to share what makes me do, but anyway. I'm Darlene Franklin, and I am your platform assistant today. And as always, we welcome you, and we are going to read our purpose statement together. And we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. Amen, Ashe, and all of that. So, And if you are new joining us for the first time, we welcome you from whatever background or life you come from. You are welcome here. We'd like to stay in touch, so please fill out a Connect card, I'm doing this time, in your welcome bag or at the welcome tables. Our greeters can assist you in finding our way around. For those of you online, please follow the link to our online connection card placed in the chat now. Make sure to subscribe to our social media channels by searching CSL Dallas and continue to get more spiritual content while staying up to date on all our events. Well, what if the key to unlocking the life you always dreamed of is not out there somewhere, but within you? Welcome to Infinite You as the Universe, a transformative 6-week journey into the boundless power that is your birthright. And that's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. That's that thing in you. So based on the timeless wisdom of Ernest Holmes, this thing called you, this course invites you to realize the vast, untapped potential that resides within you. So join practitioner Avis Ives on Tuesday from February 4th to March 11th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. CST for this online course. Find out more by heading over to our education page at CSLDallas.org. Today is the last day to register as a host for our upcoming home study group. Each year, we step out into greater spirituality and more practice, and we do it in community. Our small home study groups invite intimate and authentic conversation, other experiences to anchor in truth, and encourage you to practice spiritual living. You can be a host, whether you are new to CSL Dallas or have been practicing Science of Mind for a long time. No experience is required. We supply all the materials and we set up the groups for you. So learn about and register to be a host by using the QR code on today's handout. We are posting the link in the comments section now. So let's settle this morning into this morning with our music team, Candy, Aaron, Glenda, Deidre, Josie, that's mouthfuls, a lot of y'all up here. Stephanie and Valerie, along with our CSL Dallas band, Brad, Jonathan, and Matt. And let's go within and center with spiritual coach Tina Tynan.
Place your hand on your heart. Whispers of the universe dance among the stars. Every thought you breathe, every choice you make, echoes of your spirit in every step you take. Oh yeah. Do you see, you are the light? Do you see, you shine so bright? Do you see, you are one with spirit? Do you see, you have the choice to live it? Tears and the joy and pain, there's a thread that connects us like a gentle rain. Open up your heart, let your love flow free. Feel the truth within you, it's your destiny. Yeah. Do you see, you are the light?
your hand on your heart. Take this in for a moment and settle in this quiet place, the place where the Spirit resides, and we feel stillness, love, and peace. Divine light always shines in this place. Standing in this stillness, I remember the pure Spirit exists in our entire being. And we choose to be this love, to be this light, to be this peace. And with an open heart and mind, this is also our choice to let our love, our peace flow freely to our community, country, and throughout the world, with our thoughts, words, and actions. This is our highest truth. And please join me to affirm this truth by saying together, and so it is.
Would you show some love? I had to do a comfort song. Been a week. Been a week. Y'all feel like singing? You certainly may. That's Jason, y'all. Ha, ha. Do it again for me. Yeah. What the world has now is love, sweet love. Hey, it's one of many things, so yes, that we have plenty of. What the world has now is love, sweet love. Oh, no, not just for some, but for everyone. And Lord, we thank you for
so much. Thank you, Candy, Brad, Jonathan, and Jason. Thank you so much. And I loved, Candy, the way you turned that into an affirmation. Right? Yes. Now we just have to come up with Peace Train. Come on. Come on. So you can see if the guys know it. Because we are about creating peace. Right? So right here, right now, we're creating. That is our theme for the year. It's our theme for the month. Right here, right now. Not when it's better, not sometime in the future, not when things are good for us, not when, pigs can fly, whatever it is, not somewhere down the road, not in heaven, or after we have left this place of suffering and mortal toil, as is so often talked about, right? No, right here, right now. Right here, right now, in the middle of everything, in the middle of whatever everything is. We are always called to create. And that is both our responsibility and our birthright. Right here, right now, create. And boy, isn't that fun and wonderful when everything is going our way. Ooh, it's fun to create more of the good, more of the stuff, and it's all great. My life is so good, and I'm just creating, and then boom, poof, things can happen. Whatever it is, right? Things can happen. Personally, loss of a job, a diagnosis, stuff goes on, divorce, whatever, right? Politically, things don't happen the way we might like them to happen. Things might unfold. There's wars, ceasefires that are very tentative, fear about climate, all kinds of stuff going on. Yeah. Right here, right now, create. Maybe it's not so easy in those moments. And yet, we are called in these moments to continue to create. And we are called to begin by, I think, creating peace. Everything moves from there. But it is challenging to be peaceful when we are not feeling peaceful, right? It's like, wait, how does that work? I'm not feeling peaceful about something because something has happened either in my own life or the collective life, and now I'm not feeling peaceful, and you want me to create peace? I think those other people should get their shit together and then I'll feel peace. Don't you think? Right? Doesn't quite work that way, does it? I would like all of my circumstances to be perfect and then I'll feel peace. I shall manipulate all of the circumstances in my life until everything is exactly perfect, and then I can relax and I'll be at peace. Yeah. So we call that conditional living. My life is based on my conditions. But that's not what we teach. We teach causal living. And not just causing manifestations, but causal living, which means that we decide what our come from place is. That we will be cause before we see something in our own lives. As I said, that is super easy, way exciting, and super fun when we are riding high. And we've been having a lot of spiritual juice, and it feels like things are unfolding, and it's wonderful. It's great. But if we feel like we've had a hard week, it's been a hard time, if that's where we're at right now, I can imagine that it is a little more challenging. Certainly have had many moments in my own life that have been super challenging. This reading I'm going to read to you actually comes from our Inward Journey curriculum, which I hope every single one of you takes. You have to take 6 classes to get into Inward Journey. You want to change your life. Besides being a part of this community and getting involved in being regular classes, you must take Inward Journey. This is entitled The Moments of My High Resolve. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, If I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left behind by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious, and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illuminate my path for all the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic. But little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower level demands, all kinds of cross currents, maybe nothing momentous, sometimes overwhelming, often flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather and in foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. From the book For the Inward Journey by Howard Thurman. Oh man, it's easy to forget, isn't it? It's easy to get sucked in. It's easy to get afraid. It's easy to, we'd like those other people to get together. We'd like for the economy to be better. We'd like for that, jerk of a boss. We'd like for the people in the political situation to finally come together in some place of, we'd like for wars to stop. And when all that is, then we're going to be peaceful. Yeah, right? And what did we say a couple weeks ago? It is in those moments, if I neglect my spiritual tools, that I show that I never believed in them in the first place. Yeah, right? It's especially important now. With everything that's going on in the world, politically, climate-wise, all the uncertainty, all the changes, whatever is all going on, right? These are the moments that we have to decide that right here and right now, we're going to create. And it isn't always a manifestation that we have to create. Sometimes we have to start with creating our place to stand, our come from place, find our way back to who and what we are and the truth that we believe. For me, there's it. It's by Howard Thurman. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. If you're interested in finding that piece of work, it is lovely to have in your notes and places you can go back to and find. For me, I find that the challenge is to stay informed and engaged without getting hooked into doom scrolling or despair. I look for ways to find information that actually shows how we are saving animals, where conservation moments are taking place, where people are caring for marginalized folks, where medicine is actually making a difference and illnesses are being eradicated. I look for that because it's so easy to get caught in the doom and the gloom. And, remember, can we just remember all media? I don't care what media it is. I don't care who it is, left, right, center, social media, digital media, written media. All media is designed to catch your eye and to keep you coming back. Why? That's how advertisers pay. The more people are reading their information, the more money they make on advertising. In the science of mind, we don't tell you what to think. We don't tell you you have to be left or right. We don't tell you you have to decide that you want to be wealthy or that you should be poor. We don't tell you how you need to think about the pieces of your life. What we tell you is that you must pay attention to what you think. We want to teach you what is happening with your thoughts, not the content as much as the recognition that the things you pay attention to are lodging in your consciousness, and you are contributing to that collective consciousness that was asked about in our Sunday morning class this morning. And I'm as guilty as the next person. Oh, man. And I can read something and find myself activated in ways that can ruin my whole day. The challenge is we can't avoid what's happening. Becoming apathetic or disengaged simply furthers whatever cause it is that we're trying to avoid. It is recognizing that we have spiritual tools that will allow us to stand in a solid place so that when we act, when we speak, when we engage, when we do something, we do it from a place that is in alignment with who we know ourselves to be, with who we know others to be, regardless of our opinion of them, and with what we understand how life works. Our tools are designed, our spiritual tools are designed to strengthen our resolve, to center ourselves in truth so that we may, in fact, make a difference in consciousness, in action, in the long term. I think about the planet my granddaughter is going to inherit. Feels like the big elephant in the room that nobody's talking about. What is that going to look like? What is our nation going to look like over the next 4 years, 8 years, 10 years? What is it going to look like? Avoidance is not going to change anything. But neither is getting hooked into vilifying people or into ain't it awful or into what do you expect. None of these things come from the spiritual truth of who we are. My observation in myself, being a bit of a control freak, and having vast appreciation for perfection, I would like my life to be completely orderly and everything in its proper place and all functioning as it should so that I can maintain my equilibrium. Right? So I've told you this story before. I'm going to tell you it again. I love this story. It was the first time I heard this. I was in ministerial school so many years ago, and I thought, wait, how does that work? There was a king in China, and there was lots of turmoil and things going on, and they were afraid of the Mongols and all kinds of stuff. And he was bound and determined to help his people find peace. So he got all the sages and all the priests and all the people that were involved in philosophy and said, okay, you have a year to find me something that will bring peace. Teach people about peace. I'd love for it to be an art piece that we can display and talk about. So a year later, they all came back, and there were statues and pictures and paintings and songs and all kinds of things. Beautiful sunsets, lyrical pieces of music, very gorgeously quiet flower arrangements, everything perfect. And then over here, there was this one painting, a massive waterfall. It was so well done, you could hear the thunder of that waterfall as you looked at that painting. Clouds of mist. It was dark, and you could feel the power and the energy of that waterfall. And he was like, I don't get it. It doesn't feel very peaceful to me. So he bent down and he looked at it a little closer. Right? Have you ever stood by a waterfall like that? Right? It's this huge noise. And he bent and he looked at it a little closer, and there in the bush, right there in the bush, right there in the crevice, right next to the waterfall, the artist had painted a nest with a bird on her nest, caring for her eggs. She was not bothered by the waterfall. She was content to sit on her nest. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd have moved that nest to a quiet place somewhere. It was peaceful, and I was surrounded by like-minded nests, and there were no other predators, and the stream was babbling quietly. Oh, so lovely down there. Right? And the artist said, yes, my liege, we pay too much attention to the waterfall and not enough to that bird sitting on the nest. Right here, right now, to create peace is not to try to turn off the waterfall. That may ultimately be needed. There may ultimately need to be changes. You may ultimately want to shift things. But to create peace begins with finding our place of peace. I do notice that in spirituality, and I have been guilty of it too, I don't want to engage because I don't want anything to ruin my peace. Conditional living. Right? And so my question to us is, actually, can we peacefully engage instead of avoiding engagement to be peaceful? Do you see the difference? I think that's what it means to create peace, to use our tools. And then I was really thinking about this, so how do you describe peace? And it's serene, and I thought about this story, and it's beautiful, and it's lyrical, and it's lovely, and it's oh so nice. It's like, not always that way. My life isn't always that way. And I noticed that the words that came up for me that helped me understand what I mean by creating peace were the words centered and grounded. Right? When I'm centered and grounded, I do feel as though life is working through me and as me. I know what to speak. I know what to say. I'm not activated emotionally. I may recognize that there's an injustice being done. I may recognize that there's something that's creating fear in me, and I want to find a way through it. I may recognize that there's something I would like to change or manifest. But none of that will be helped if I am anxious, overwhelmed, or in despair. All of those things will cloud and color my ability to respond. Right? And that's what we teach, responsibility, the ability to respond. And it begins with being as centered and grounded as I can be. Notice, I find center and grounding here, not here, and not here. I find it here. That place of what? I used to describe it to people. I'm like a wall. I try to be like a wall, not a wall that leaves anything out, not that kind of a wall, but a wall that simply stands there. We have a tendency to either lean in attack or lean back in avoidance. But what if we just stand? This is where I stand. This is my stance. And we can do that when we are centered and grounded. And when we are centered and grounded, our fear or our anxiety or our need for things to be different or our desire to control or to vilify or to make wrong or to wish for conditions to be fixed before we feel like we can do anything, right? It is our centering and our groundedness that we get with our spiritual tools that allows those things to not be the motivating factor or the energetic with which we do things. Do you see? The doingness will come. The inspiration and the intuition from the infinite will move through you. It's easier to hear when we're not anxious or overwhelmed. Do you see? It's easier to be present to. It's easier to allow ourselves to be moved. It's easier to be willing to speak. It's easier to act because that channel is open and we're available to it. So I ran across actually was sent to me a lovely, article, 17 ways to engage in what's currently going on in the world, all based on brain thinking styles and all the different ways that there are that we can engage. And there were 17 of them. Okay, I can't even keep 2 resolutions. I don't know about you, right? Okay, I work on one thing at a time, one thing a year, one thing, because 2 is too many. And 17, now they were all great. Every one of the 17 was an excellent idea. I love the first few. Be brave. Be brave. Cultivate empathy. Stay focused. Foster connectivity. Avoid brain rot and lies. I love that one. That was a good one. On and on and on it went. It was great. And by the time I finished reading them all, I was overwhelmed and thought, how am I ever going to remember to do all of those things? And I thought, ooh, this is a great Sunday talk. And then I thought, wait, 17, it's way too many points. Can't have a talk with 17 points. Nobody will ever remember any of them, right? It's not going to work. But they're valuable as tools when we decide our come from place, which really opens that space. Oh, of these 17, which one speaks to me? What do I need to be in this place and to engage with what's going on, right? It begins with where we stand. It always begins with where we stand. All these beautiful actions, all of them, all the things that were being suggested, they all only work if we have a place to stand. And so I find it particularly interesting. I will take great credit for the fact that we're starting this today. That today we are launching the Season for Peace and Nonviolence. The Season for Peace and Nonviolence, let's see, do I have a slide? Yes. The Season for Peace and Nonviolence was started by the Association for Global New Thought, of which I was a part of at that, well, we're still a part of it, but I was very involved in it at that time, and Arun Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, and the Arun Institute, and the Gandhi Institute. And it's based on this idea of nonviolence. It was originally called the Season for Nonviolence, and it was then later changed, I think in 2012, to the Season for Peace and Nonviolence. And I want you to reflect on what you know about the movement, Gandhi's independence movement. One of the things that I recall is photographs that Arun shared with us as this was all being developed of the men in India laying down on the roads where the British soldiers were coming down on their horses. Just laying there. Just laying there. Reflect on the counter, the people sitting at the counters in the South. Martin Luther King was hugely inspired by Gandhi's peace and nonviolence movement, by his nonviolence movement. Ahimsa is the word. Ahimsa. It means to do no harm. It does not mean passivity. Let me say that again. It means to do no harm. It does not mean passivity. So if you think about those images of those young people sitting at the counters, what did they do? They were drug off by the police, but they didn't fight back. They were nonviolently, peacefully engaged in, no, this is no longer acceptable. Do you see? That requires a tremendous amount of centering and groundedness to be drug off and not flail and not fight back and not tense up and not say ugly words and not vilify, but to be clear that not being allowed to sit at the counter is unacceptable. Do you see? That centeredness, that groundedness is where I believe peace starts. And why, from a nonviolent point of view, it is so powerful. It is so important. Because it keeps us from falling into the very actions that we don't like that someone else might be doing. I can think of the times when I've been so angry and so upset about things that have gone on in the world, things that are going on in the climate, and I can think of some pretty hateful things that I've thought and some pretty harmful things that I've wished on people. And lots of people play those, they play those out. Right? Our spiritual tools give us the place to ground in the center of our being, to know that we can stand for something without then engaging in the very things that we are wanting to shift or heal or change. Truth and resistance without attack or defense. We are so wired for attack and defense. We are so wired for flight or fight, right? It comes from the reptilian brain. It's built into our biology. But we are spiritual beings. And we can see a big picture. And what we know is that what we focus on grows. For every time that I get caught doom scrolling, I go out and I force myself to go read again the newsletters that I get and the websites that I go to that provide me with, and here's what people are doing. And here's the good work that's being done across the aisles. And here's how people are trying to get together. And here's the people who are not being afraid. And here's the people who are standing up. And here's what is being done. Because what we know is what we focus on grows. Right? And if I'm focusing on all the things that I don't like and all the things that I'm afraid of, I am, in fact, contributing to collective consciousness because I'm giving it energy and attention. Yes, we must stay informed. But we must stay grounded and centered in the truth of who we are and what the truth that we ourselves know. And life is big enough to hold lots of different opinions of how that truth is outpictured or how it's lived. It's not about sameness. It's not about uniformity. We do not all have to believe the same things. But there is an underlying movement towards life that we can engage in. The question is, how will we engage? What will we think? Can we peacefully engage? Or do we engage so that we will feel more peaceful? Do you see? To create peace right here, right now is an inside job. So our season for peace and nonviolence is 64 days of 64 ways to practice peace. So it goes from January 30th to April 4th. This is the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Between the 2 days of their assassinations, this 64 days. And so you received a booklet when you walked in. For those of you online, there's a link being put in the chat that you can get this booklet. You can download it. And if you're online, we'll have these booklets. You can take them home. You can pass them out. And it is literally a day, every day, a practice. Why? Because we're creating peace on the inside. And we're practicing. So we see something in the news. We hear something. And then we say, oh, and what's my practice for today? What's my practice for today, right? Because we are responsible for our ability to respond to what's going on. Every week also has a different focus. It starts out with me, grows to family, friends, workplace, and ultimately out into the community and the world. So the practices grow on themselves. So we have practices for adults. We also have practices for kids and teens that we have in Joy Village. You can, I think the link for those are being put in the chat. If not, you can email info@CSLDallas, and you can ask for one for teens and one for kids, or both, depending on your family. If you haven't gotten one of these, the greeters are walking around. You can raise your hand if you didn't get one, you walked in. So it starts on the 30th. And it reminds us that this is a practice. Creating peace right now, right here, is an everyday practice. Every day, it's a practice. And practice does not make perfect. It just makes more practice. Right? If you want to get really good at it, you don't stop practicing. Because if you don't keep practicing, right? I'm a little more wobbly on my bike than I was when I was a kid. I do still know how to ride. Yes, of course, I know how to ride. But boy, I cannot ride no-handed like I used to. Practice. Do you see what I'm saying? It keeps the skill set up when we're practicing. So get your booklet, 64 days, 64 ways to create peace. Practice it every single day. Now, you can also sign up. We have beautiful videos that were created years ago through CSLDallas when we were doing the season for peace and nonviolence on an annual basis. And you can sign up for those, for the weekly email to get the videos. They'll also be posted every day on our Facebook page. And you can have them and have the reminder of the practice sent to you. And I am, yes. So there's also then finally information about our vigil. So this is our information, this one pager that we give out every time. It was folded up in your booklet. So this is in your booklet. And you might want to pull it out, because the other thing we have is on the 1st of February, we have a vigil to help launch the season for peace and nonviolence. And you will find it up here in the corner. And there's a QR code, so you can use that QR code to learn about the vigil, to sign up for the emails. For those of you online, the link is being put in the chat. So you can get all the information about how to engage, how to be involved for yourself, to practice, to stay in the process. Now, let me talk a little bit about the vigil. Saturday a week, this Saturday coming up, the 1st of February, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Practitioners will be holding consciousness in the meditation hall the entire time. The ritual team and the greeters will be out in Barong Lounge so that you can arrive whenever you want, between 7 and 7, whatever works in your schedule. You can stay as long as you want. There will be people to greet you at the door. They will usher you back into the meditation hall. You can meditate for 10 minutes or you can stay for the whole 10 hours, however much or however little you want to do. For those of you online who are unable to join us, we invite you to take a time, 10 minutes or an hour, during that 7 to 7, light a candle and spend your time really focusing on peace and nonviolence in our world, in our nation, in our state, in wherever country you're in, wherever you're experiencing it, right? Join us that way. And I'll be doing a 1-hour Facebook Live, CSL Dallas Facebook Live at noon that day. And so if you want to join me online from wherever you are, Central Time, noon Central Time, I'll be doing a 1-hour Facebook Live meditation that you can join me for. So we can anchor in because it starts with us. Create peace right here, right now, so that we can keep fresh before us the moments of our high resolve. So that in the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, we will keep fresh before us the moments of our high resolve. That in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempests, in days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, we may not forget that to which our life is committed, to help us keep fresh before us the moments of our high resolve. And remember, we're in it together. All of us, whether we agree or disagree about things, we're all in this together. So when you go over to the table in Barong Lounge to find out more about the vigil, you can sign up there if you want to let us know that you're coming. Or if you just want to participate, you pick up this little bag of goodies. This will remind you that the vigil is taking place and you said you were going to be here. There's a reason for these peppermints, but I don't remember what they are. But they are reminders. And then there's a little peace dove in there. So sign up. Go find out more information. Linda and others will be hosting the table. Yeah. Right? It's been a week, it's been a month, it's been years, it's been, starting with the pandemic and God knows all kinds of other things before that, but it's not out there, you guys. Right? It starts here. And when we have each other to support, to learn from, to lift, to engage, we can move mountains. Right here, right now, let's create peace together. And so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. And now is the time for our offering. And please give generously to the work of CSL Dallas and be a force for good in the world and in your own life. So let us read, as our greeters come, our affirmation together. I know Spirit operates through me. Today, I enter into a new set of prosperous circumstances. The good, which has no limit, flows through our center and community. We are thriving and prospering. We move joyously into 2025. Joyously, as the member. Let's remember that, joyously, yeah? So remember, there are many ways to give online or save us the credit card fees by sending a check or put it in cash in the basket. Remember that if you send us a check or something else, our new suite number is 113. Have you ever wondered how to create a beautiful yet sustainable yard for your home? Then join the Sustainability Circle today, starting right after service at 11:45 Central Time for a free 30-minute class as they get together to share tips and solutions to help with a more sustainable landscape. Afterwards, join the Sustainability Circle for a Dutch treat lunch at Mendocino Farms in Addison for food and fellowship. Learn more and register for this free event by visiting CSLDallas website right now. We'll have Joe Tinker come with an announcement.
Thank you, Darlene. Good morning, everybody. My name is Joe Tinker, and you know what? I have been involved with CSL Dallas for nigh on 20 years. And let me tell you, it's always been here for me, and I think it's mainly because of great leadership. And it means a lot to have great leadership, don't you think? I looked this up, and I like this. It said a leader is someone who can see how things can be improved and who rallies people to move towards that better vision. Well, I like that. We've done that at CSL Dallas so many times, over and over and over in the 20 years that I've been coming and benefiting from that. So I was thinking, well, you know, if you're new, if you came here today, well, who are the leaders at CSL Dallas? Well, Reverend Dr. Petra certainly is a leader. We see her. We see Reverend Karen gives a talk. I would guess she's probably a leader. Faye gives talks. She's probably a leader. Dr. Brown gives. We have Candy leading the music team. She's a leader. So is that the leadership at CSL Dallas? Well, yes, in one way that is the leadership. But there's a whole nother set of leaders that you might not know about, and they are the lay leadership within your organization at CSL Dallas. We have 3 cores, and I just wanted to bounce this up here real quick for you to see. You see these people around if you come on campus, and here they are. One is our core council. Give a hand to these folks. And these folks work with the highest level of leadership at CSL Dallas, and they represent you and they represent us, and they help us grow as a community in the directions through the leadership of our senior leadership, and they take up that vision and they work towards how we can make these things happen for CSL Dallas. Next slide, please. The Vision Corps. Let's give a hand to the folks that serve on the Vision Corps. You see these folks and probably didn't know that there's extra service that they're giving to the community to help determine what is Spirit's greatest vision for all the ideals and goals that we have at CSL Dallas. And these that do affect you and how we show up as a community. Next slide, please. And the Nominating Corps. Oh, I'm on this one. And you know what? Come and see the Nominating Corps at our table in Barong Lounge today. Here's the thing. We have elected leadership at CSL Dallas. People who are members vote on that leadership. People who are members can run for that leadership, but not a lot of people know that much about it. But you know what's coming up? March 23rd, we're having an election. We will be electing some new elected leadership. And we would love for you to stop by the table, find out what goes on with these corps. How do you get involved? What do you do to vote? Ask us a question at that table, and you will get a free prize today. We brought prizes, so come by the table, ask a question, learn something about a corps, and we'll see you here in just a minute at Barong Lounge.
Yes, and we want to acknowledge it's Karen Fritz. So Karen's name is on there incorrectly. It's Karen Fritz. So
or
Karen,
call her KK. Thank you, Karen. Everybody, thank you so much. Come see us in Barong Lounge. Have a beautiful rest of your Sunday.
Okay. For those of you attending the Leadership Lab follow-up session today, a lunch is prepared for you in the STEM room at 11:45. And every Sunday, our spiritual coaches are available for your spiritual support. For those who are online and want spiritual support, please visit our spiritual coaches directory under the community support page of our website. And while you are in Barong Lounge today, check out our feature artist of the month, Ida Alvarez. This is her last Sunday showcasing her art, and she will be with us to answer any questions. So make sure to stop by and pick something beautiful up for your home. So we love being in community with you. Now join me in standing as we sing our celebration to a close with our fantastic music team.